Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Lawrence Thomas with Sim Coaches, and in this video, I'm going to tell you why you braking late is actually the reason why you're slow. So stick around, you're not going to want to miss this one. All right, what's going on, everybody? So this is going to be a fun one. In this video, I'm going to basically talk about braking, because braking is the thing that if you can figure this out, if you can figure out how to brake properly when you come into a corner, it makes everything else in the process of cornering actually pretty easy. But if you mess up braking, then you're kind of holding on for dear life when you come through the corner. And so I kind of want to just get on the whiteboard, talk about braking, show you guys the proper way to brake, and the reasons why you want to brake like this. Because I promise, if you can get this little minor mind shift in the way of seeing braking when you come into a brake zone, entering into a corner, you will be faster. It's literally that easy. I remember when I first started racing, when I was just a little kid, I used to have the biggest enjoyment in the world of driving down the long straight and trying to go as fast as I possibly could into the corner that was at the end of that straightaway. And that used to excite me. That used to be so much fun until racing became super competitive. And then I wanted to win. And what I realized is the times when I would basically go into the corner as fast as I possibly could, braking as late as I possibly could, and really holding off for dear life, although I might have felt like I was going really fast because I felt scared, that was not the case at all. And so I realized really quickly, if I wanted to be competitive, I had to figure something else out. That was not the way that I wanted to do it. And I realized you got to brake a little bit earlier if you want to be faster, okay? So here's the deal. When we're out there on the track, I'm going to use a right-hander. I always use right-handers, a little 90-degree right-hander, but we're going to do the same thing here. When you're out there on the track and you're driving, okay, doesn't matter what car it is that you're actually in. You could be in a Formula car, a GT car. I don't care what it is, but when you're out there driving a car, okay, and you're driving it to the limit, you are asking so much out of the tires that are underneath you, okay? The tires are basically being asked to give them everything that they've got in each step of you being out there on the track, whether it's you're accelerating or steering or you're braking. You're going to try to ask for every bit of what that tire has in terms of grip, okay? So when we're coming into this corner, if we're driving up this way, generally what a lot of people do is when they come into this turn, they'll be on the gas coming in. They'll look as they approach the corner for their braking zone. Let's say like this is the 150 meter point, and then it goes like 100 meters, and then it's like 50 meters, right? And they look for the absolute last minute possible of when they can start applying their brakes to make it through this corner, okay? And what that actually forces them to do is it makes them brake really, really, really hard right up front. Okay? Now, the thing that most people aren't thinking about, and they're not realizing, is when you brake really hard on your car, what happens is the front of the car dives down really quickly, right? I'm sure you've felt this when you approach like a stoplight or a stop sign out there on the street. You press the brakes and the front of the car shifts down. Now, all the load or the mass of the car is basically now teetered on those front tires, and it squeezes the front tires into the ground. What's happening in this is when you squeeze the front tires into the ground, they create more friction with that asphalt, and that's where you get the grip from. But the problem is if you squeeze them into the ground too much, then you overload them. And they get to a point where their grip limit goes from giving you more grip to then you overload them and they give you less grip. They don't have any more grip to give you, okay? And so what happens is when you brake really, really hard, like this in one period of time, really close to the part where you actually have to start steering in at the same time, what happens is you run out of grip, right? If you use all of the grip the tire has for right here in braking, there's not any more grip for the tire to do the action of steering as well. And that's a huge issue. So what happens is you start asking the car to do some steering as well as braking, it doesn't actually steer as much as you want it to. The car actually understeers, and you completely miss the inside edge of the corner. You miss the apex. Hopefully you salvage it. You stay on the racetrack, but chances are you didn't, right? You're in the gravel. If you're a sim racer, gosh, if you're on iRacing, you're definitely in the gravel because that's where everybody's always at, right? And so it all started because you didn't brake early enough, right? And so this is where a lot of the mistakes are at. And so what you need to do is instead of braking as late as you possibly can, what we need to do is we need to brake earlier, okay? And it's really this simple. It seriously is. But if you start, instead of braking at that 50-meter board, what if you just start braking at the 100-meter board and you brake, you know, you don't have to brake as firm, but you do your firmest braking up front, and now you can lighten up on the brakes, right, as that corner approaches. Well, since now you're lightening up on the brakes, the car is able to then balance its weight on the front and the rear of the car. You have more grip available from out of those front tires when it comes to you actually turning in. The car can turn in the amount that you want it to turn in. You can clip that apex, which thank God, and then that's going to give you the maximum amount of room to accelerate out of the corner. But the only way you can do that is you got to nail this piece right here. And you're not going to be able to, I promise you, you're not going to be able to brake as late as you possibly can, lap after lap after lap. Consistently do it and get down to that apex every single time. The tires are going to overheat. Maybe they get inflated over time. The tire tread isn't as good. You know, there's all these different things, these variables that are going to change as the laps go on, and they're going to be fighting against you, you know, and they're going to make it harder for you to brake as late as possible and stay on the track and hit, you know, all the pieces that you need to hit. So brake a little bit earlier, okay? Focus on braking earlier, carry that momentum through the center of the corner. People, for whatever reason, they have this disconnection where it's like, if I brake early, then I'm going to be slow. If I brake earlier, I'm slower. That's not true. If you brake earlier, you don't have to brake as hard. So what if you brake a little bit lighter and you're able to carry more momentum through the center of the corner, right? If you brake earlier or you brake lighter, you can be faster here. If you can be faster than the middle of the corner, then that's how you're faster all the way to the next one, right? If you're faster in the middle of the corner than the guy that's right in front of you, you're going to be able to catch him down this next straightaway, and you're going to be able to make that pass on him going into the next corner, right? And it all comes from the speed that you carry through the middle of the corner. The only way you can be fast through the middle of the corner is you have to properly set yourself up in that braking zone. And I promise this is the way that you do it, okay? Brake a little bit earlier, carry that momentum, get out of that corner as fast as you can, and go chase that guy down. Get that pass in, all right? So guys, here's what I'm gonna ask. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, send me a comment, whatever you want to do, but let me know that you're interacting, you're liking this, you're engaging, do something, because we always love that. If there's another video that you'd love to see that would help you out, let me know down in the comments. LT, I'd like to know about vision. Dude, what's up, man? Even if you just want to say that, that's cool as well. But let me know. With that, I'm going to close out. I'll see you guys later. Catch you in the next video. Peace out. God, that was a bad toss.